Like, have you ever heard like when you walk into a grocery store, right? They literally set up the good ones. They set up grocery stores in a way that's brain friendly because they know that what humans are looking for is danger always, right? So the good grocery stores, they let you see over the aisles. They make it so that it's like nothing is. Imagine if an aisle was all the way to the ceiling and you couldn't see past it. Subconsciously, you'd be like, dude, I'm fearful. I'm in danger. So when they create stores and you go into they make the aisles in a way that is friendly to the brain.
Dude,
so that way you want to walk into
a Sprouts. That's kind of like exactly how it's designed. It's my favorite grocery store.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why, right? Because it just feels good. You walk in, you're like, oh, I feel good.
Welcome back to another episode of the Closers Network podcast. I'm your host, Mike Sadikian, and just want to remind you that this show is built for closers, entrepreneurs, and high performers who want to sharpen their skills, level up their sales game, and win in business and in life.
That's right.
Now, before we dive in, I just want to make sure you know about two powerful resources available to you. First, if you want direct feedback from me or somebody on the team to help you close more deals, you can book a personal call review by clicking the first link in the description below. Second, if you're looking for free training, coaching, and a community with over 20,000 members, you can join our school community for completely free by clicking the second link in the description below. And inside, you'll get access to resources, weekly coaching, and a network of people committed to winning. All right, let's get into today's episode. Please help me welcome back the one, the only, Richard Mugica.
We're back in the house, baby.
What's going on, Mr. Richard?
It's going well, Mike. Really good day so far.
Nice. So, dude, we've been working together for a really long time. I got my sales start with you. And from pretty much day one, you actually happen to be my sales manager, my first ever sales manager.
Some call it sugar daddy.
Some might call it that. And since day one, dude, I remember you coaching me and mentoring me when I got to Fit Body Bootcamp.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things, you were talking about and helped coach me around was call reviews.
Oh, yeah.
And how important it is to watch the game tape footage and how many people just don't.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
And so one of the things I want to talk about, and because we get a lot of questions and sales managing, and you as CEO, you get a lot of DMs, I get a lot of DMs. Hey, if I had to just focus on one thing, Mike, and what's the one thing, if I just did that, would be a game changer for me? Now, people tend to ask that question.
Yeah.
A lot of people tend to not follow through on the answer to that question.
Oh, 100%,
right? But the number one thing, like if someone came to you and be like, Rich, how can I develop? How can I become a better closer and get direct feedback from myself or others? What would that path look like? Can you kind of help break that down?
Well, yeah. So, dude, look, this is how I realized the power of call reviews. Well, number one, I realized it because of my own sales career, right? So when I was selling, I wasn't getting any feedback, dude. Like never did I get feedback. But what ended up happening when I was working with our first mentor, you know who I'm talking about.
Big B.
Yeah, Big B, is when I got my first call review from that organization, which wasn't probably for another 8 months after I was closing deals, dude, I realized for like the first time, like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was saying stupid crap on the phone. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that was the first aha moment I had with call reviews where I got the feedback. He was like, hey, Rich, instead of saying this, say this. Hey, Rich, instead of actually continuing your sentence here, you should have paused to let the prospect talk. Like these little nuances in the call make all the difference because it can shift the energy in the call. So that's how I realized the power of call reviews with my own self. And then like, you extrapolate it out into one call closers, dude, right? So, okay, people see we have one call closers. We have over 300 closers in the organization. We build sales teams for influencers and, big name brands, right? Well, what's the secret? How do you go from one closer to managing 300 closers and then all of them being proficient? Well, dude, what do we do in our organization all day long?
Coaching.
We do coaching. All we're doing is call reviews. All of our managers, you know what they do? They just do call reviews. They listen to the call. They give the rep feedback. Hey, dude, this is not what you should have said. You should have said it like this. Hey, when I say it like this, can you repeat it back to me? Say it back to me like this. And all of a sudden, we're training them to do the calls properly. And then what happens to their close rate?
Next thing you know,
It freaking skyrockets, dude. Right? How many closers have come into the organization and started with like a 8% close rate? Couple call reviews later, it bumps to like a 25%.
Yeah, tons.
Right? Like just immediately.
And I don't think that's by chance, right? I just want to make sure I highlight the fact that as an agency now that has grown since 2019 and has developed, correct me if I'm wrong, or this number might not be exact, but very close to. I think we've probably taken close to, if not more than 300,000 sales calls.
Probably close to 400,000 now.
Close to 400.
It was 350,000 sales calls like last year. So now it's probably just a ton. I don't even know how many we've taken.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, it is insane.
And so in doing that, we've happened to do a lot of call reviews, and I think that's been a pivotal part of the success that we've had is we've had the opportunity to break down, course correct fast, and a lot of people out there they're just kind of hoping and waiting for things to happen.
Oh yeah,
and hope is not a strategy.
That's right. Yeah, dude, they are. So me and you and Mike were talking about it, right? Because like to your point, we get a lot of people in the Closers Network. They reach out, hey man, like what's the best way I can improve? What's the best way I can do X, Y, Z? And up until now, we've always had the One Call Closers University, but that's kind of a higher level type of program. And then we have our free stuff, right? So people can just enter the community, get the free stuff. But really, we were thinking about how can we add the most value to somebody for like a super like stupid price.
Yeah.
And then it hit us. We're like, dude, a call review. Like that would just offer so much value to a closer, our audience, at a no-brainer price. And then this is the thing. Once they get the call review and they realize, oh my gosh, dude, I took the feedback, I implemented it on my next call, and I'm like so much more confident on the phone. I'm so much more proficient on the phone. What's naturally going to happen? They're probably going to hit us back up and say, hey, dude, can I get more call reviews? Right? Because why wouldn't they want to get better over and over and over again? So it's like our no-brainer way, Mike, of saying, dude, we'll just over-deliver so much on value with one call review for a stupid price in hopes, right? It's like, well, how do you make money? Well, our hope is that it's so much value that you come back to us and say, dude, can I just get more of this? Right? And so that was the concept of it.
And it's so crazy, dude, because if anyone's listening to this, no matter what you're doing, you could be doing on the phone sales, door-to-door sales, virtual sales, any kind of sales, we can give you a call review because it's kind of a universal language and it's a lot of discovery and making it make sense.
Oh, 100%.
Now, especially if you're out there selling anything for over $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 price range and above, guys, just one sale would justify the price of the call review, and you'll make a ton more money, which is pretty crazy. So you could be a part of any industry. We've pretty much sold every product and service from solar to real estate to fitness to biz op to B2B. Like you name it, we've been a part of selling it or have had personal experience as coaches and sales managers doing it ourselves at some point in time in our sales career. So this is translatable into any industry.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And the offer is so freaking good and so cheap that if you don't like what you hear, we'll give you your money back. Plus some cold hard cash.
Plus cash on top of it. Yeah.
That's right.
It's like, dude, it's just a no-brainer.
But you're going to love it. And again, if you're out there even selling something $2,000 and you're making 10% on that for $200, that's pretty much almost the cost of the call review. And now not only do you know exactly what you're going to be doing, but the chances are, dude, you're going to be making a ton more sales just for that week, that rest of the month, which is just going to be a no-brainer for you.
Well, yeah, also that. And then here's the thing, dude. Like, this is really, I think, the holy grail of... It doesn't matter what you're doing in life, right? It could be sales, it could be playing sports, it could be, you're a dad, you're a mom, whatever it is. But man, you know what we're looking for, man? We're looking for confidence, right? Where, bro, it's like you get on the call and you just have confidence. What do you call it? The BD, baby.
The BD energy.
Yeah, you bring the BD, and dude, there's something to be said about confidence. That's what we're all looking for. It's like, I want to get on the call today. I cannot wait to get on my next call because I have so much dang confidence. And you know what we talk about a lot, right? Is the art of prediction, right?
Need a predictable system.
Well, that and dude, when you can predict the outcome of every call, bro, that's when sales becomes so fun. You know what I mean? Like, I already know what questions I'm going to ask. I already know what the prospect's going to say. I know what I'm going to say to the rebuttals to the prospect. I know what objections I'm going to get at the end of the call. I know what they're going to say at this point of the call. And then, dude, it's literally like you have the cheat code to sales.
That's right. You already know how the call is going to go.
You already know how it's going to go, bro.
Yeah.
And once that's the holy grail, and that's what call reviews do. It gets you to the holy grail way faster, and that's the name of the game, dude.
Man, you said confidence, dude, and you reminded me in our early days. Literally, we're out here sitting in this room, and I'm taking sales calls, and I'm closing 3 to 5 deals a day. If you remember when we got a new real estate offer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
it was crazy.
You asked me. We were literally right next door here in the dungeon, and you're like, bro, like what are you attributing this to? And in thinking about it, I just realized one thing, and that's where the BDE terminology came from. But I was like, dude, you got to bring it. If you don't have the confidence, you don't have the conviction in what you're doing. And I was extremely convicted, especially in that real estate offer. It's my background. It's what I've done. It's a new account. We have to crush it. We're going against another sales agency. We're going to win this. Competition is high. Stakes are high. And I just realized, dude, if you don't bring that utmost level of confidence, you're not going to win these deals. And
100%.
So how do you get that confidence, right? And that's the question that, like, how do you get there?
That's the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah. No doubt about it. I just did a call review. I don't know if you know this for a gentleman in the organization. You know who I'm talking about. We call him Big Chubs. Okay. But no, hey, look, everybody needs feedback, right? Everybody does. And dude, I did a call review, and Big Chubs is a great closer. And even the great closers need feedback, dude, because 100%. We all get in slumps and we all kind of start doing stupid stuff.
That's right.
But dude, what I just noticed immediately was just his energy was off. Like the energy was off in the call, right? And as soon as I pointed it out to him, it was just like, bro, you're right. Like, holy smokes, I didn't realize how much my energy, because look, the prospect was low energy on the call. And then what happened was, because the prospect was low energy, he matched the prospect's energy. So he let the prospect dictate the energy in the call. When, if you're a closer, you got to let your energy dictate the outcome of the call. And dude, that one piece of feedback, I gave it to him. Sure enough, dude, a couple days later, he comes down to our little lakefront headquarters, implements the feedback. 2 closes that same day.
Bam.
Right?
Come on, Big Chub.
Simply because it was just a reminder that, oh my gosh, dude, my conviction, my energy around the product has to be there to close. And it's just stuff like that, dude. It's like all of us need it.
Well, it's so crazy you said that, because a few years back, I fell into that same trap. There's a lot of seasoned closers listening to this. It's not just new closers, right? And what I've realized about seasoned closers, and I'm guilty of this, Chubbs is guilty of this, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people in the agency guilty of this. Sometimes we get into a pattern where we know exactly like what to say.
Oh, 100%.
But the how to say it part is completely off.
Oh, yeah.
That energy, that confidence, that conviction's not there. So sometimes, dude, you need a realignment. And that's how I look at the sales call review. Is you're going to get brutal, honest feedback and get realigned, right?
Yes.
To exactly what needs to be done on that call.
Yes.
And dude, you can try to do it on your own, but then you fall into the pattern of doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't end up working out. It's costing you money. It can cost you your job. It could cost you deals, where it's like, hey, dude, if I just got this one piece of feedback, this one call review,
oh, dude,
you're back on track.
You're back on track.
And it's unbelievable.
Snap out of the funk.
Snap out of the funk. That's exactly it. So been there myself, and completely get it, because look, as a seasoned closer, like I said, you already know the framework. You already know how the call is going to go. You're not new anymore at this point. You have a great idea of what's going to go down.
Yeah.
So most of the time that a closer's in that position, it's because, like we talked about, something's off.
Yeah.
And it's
no
identifying
doubt about
what that piece is. And dude, another thing that I see on calls a lot, some of the best closers cut people off all the time.
Oh, dude, all the time.
And I'm just like, what are you doing right now? You're you had this great rapport. You're coming off salesy, and the person feels your energy on the other end. Like, let them finish freaking talking.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time to the best of the closers. And they get excited, like they want to close, but they don't realize, hey, the prospect's like paying attention and can feel the energy, can feel exactly the vibe, the frequency, what's going on in the call.
Yeah.
And then it creates some resistance, right?
Oh, it does.
So there's a lot of things you can tweak. It's not just the energy, the confidence, right?
Oh, no.
It's the pauses. There's so many, this is just to name a few.
Just to name a few, yeah.
Yeah.
Sales is a very intricate game. At the same time, it's a very simple game, right? Like, it's a lot of the repetitive actions, but there's also a lot of nuances, which is kind of funny about sales.
Yeah.
So it's like, once you can kind of master those little nuances in the call, dude, I mean, you become like a freaking master. And to your point, Mike, a lot of the seasoned closers are gonna be like, that's not for me. I don't need that, But a lot of them, like, dude, those are the guys that might need it the most.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're so good that you just you need, like, dude, think about Michael Jordan, bro. Like, think about all the great athletes. They all had coaches, man.
Yeah.
Because they need it. They know that they're so good that they themselves will get into these funks.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna think that they're better than they really are, and that I don't need the personal guidance, and it's not true. Like, you need it.
That's it, dude. I've been in that trap a lot, where you think you're better than you really are.
Oh, 100%.
And sometimes you just need to get little bit humbled and get a little bit realigned. But those nuances you're talking about, it's applicable in any type of sports, right? Football, soccer, UFC, martial arts.
The details.
Imagine the fighting game.
The details.
Dude, those little nuances you're talking about are going to make some of the biggest differences in a fighter's, in a cage match.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I've
crazy.
seen on calls where people lose the call in the first 30 seconds of the call.
right.
Because of how they open the call. What they said, their energy, their demeanor, the scripting that they use. It was like, dude, immediately the prospect did not like you.
Yeah.
Like you threw him off. And then they wonder, oh, well, the rest of the call went pretty decent. But it's like, yeah, dude, this one portion though is like subconsciously the prospect was turned off. And it's hard to win back that.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to win that back. So
you're working backwards, and now there's already, they got a sense of that
wall
thing.
Goes up.
That's right.
Yeah, they feel like, oh my, the fight and flight, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
mechanism.
it's totally subconscious, bro.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard in like when you walk into a grocery store, right? They literally set up the good ones. They set up grocery stores in a way that's brain friendly because they know that what humans are looking for is danger always, right? So the good grocery stores, they let you see over the aisles. They make it so that it's like nothing is. Imagine if an aisle was all the way to the ceiling and you couldn't see past it. Subconsciously, you'd be like, dude, I'm fearful. I'm in danger. So when they create stores and you go into they make the aisles in a way that is friendly to the brain.
Dude,
so that
I don't
way
know
you
if you've
want
ever
to
been
walk
into
in.
a Sprouts. That's kind of like exactly how it's designed. It's my favorite grocery store.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why, right? Because it just feels good. You walk in, you're like, oh, I feel good.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, I think it's so funny you said that. I didn't even realize that till now. Most of the grocery stores, like the aisles are kind of, well, I mean, I guess it depends. But I've seen grocery stores where the aisles are set up completely different, vertical versus horizontal.
Yep.
And when I'm thinking about Sprouts, it's different than some of the other grocery stores. But you can see everything kind of in the store.
100%. Sprouts is way different than a lot of grocery stores because even their aisles are not like,
right.
They don't do it the same as a typical grocery store.
Yeah, it's not like when you walk into the store, typically the aisles are straight like this, right? So if you're looking at me here in the camera, they're like this, but
they have
vertical?
different ones. They have horizontal and they have
vertical.
vertical. Like they have like a scattered.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, and they're very low. They're very, very low. You can see everything when you walk into a Sprouts.
Dude, you could, because when you walk in, you got like the breads on the left. You already know. Hey, you had the cash register right there, and then you got a bunch of like farmers market fruits and vegetables kind of in the middle. Yeah. More vegetables in the back. Everything is visible. Meats all the way on the back left side. Hey, anything that you need's canned on the right side.
You know who else does this? Aldi. Aldi does a good job at this.
I've been in
Have you ever been in Aldi
time.
before?
One time, I don't remember it.
Low aisles. You can see everything kind of immediately. I feel good when I walk into an Aldi. But like sometimes I walk into like Albertsons, and sometimes like the old stores, bro, their aisles they're too high up. I don't feel as good in those stores.
That's a great point. I grew up next to an Albertsons. That was my main go-to store, and you're right. When I'm thinking back, my entire life, it was that's a great point.
Yeah. So it's but again, right? This is how you influence human psychology at a very high level. There's all these nuances, and if you don't know them, then dude, you're like, how do you know? You don't know what you're doing.
That's right.
So
I think we should end it there, man. So man, think about this. If you could, whatever close rate that you're at right now, just imagine getting 1% better a day. And I think you're going to get a lot more than 1% better by getting a call review, because it's instantaneous feedback that you can implement immediately, and it's super powerful. But that being said, guys, if you're interested in what Rich is talking about, again, it's a very, very small dollar amount for that call review. It's really a no-brainer offer. You can click the first link in the description below. Otherwise, you know where our school community is. You can jump in there as well, get coaching. Rich, man, is there any kind of final thoughts or anything you want to leave with our listener today?
No, dude, that's it, Mike, man. I think we said it all.
Boom.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next episode. By the way, I should mention, we talked about Big Bad Bedros today. We said Big B, a.k.a. Bedros Keuilian. I'm excited to announce, guys, we actually have Bedros coming down into the podcast studio. We got some pretty incredible guests lined up here over the coming months. So we're growing the show. We're doing a lot more when it comes to content. So we're going to make this the #1 remote high-ticket podcast on the planet. So we're excited for you to be a part of this growth and journey. But we've got some big names guests that are lined up, scheduled to come in. So we're really pumped up about that.
Let's go, baby.
So we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.